Oh my god, what a surprise, guys. 3.6 was just released, and oh, there's a flight ready or drive ready vehicle. I am dying of shock. Good morning. As you can probably tell, I am now recording this part of the video the next day, very early in the morning, so my voice might have changed a little bit. But the original version of this video where I talked about this vehicle, I wasn't happy with it. And I wanted to kind of hold off and revisit this because there is kind of an elephant in the room with this vehicle, and it's something that we warned about the first time we talked about the concept of more and more vehicles coming out that were flight, or in this case, drive ready. So the first thing I want to talk about is, do I think that this is a good vehicle? Yes, I do. We're going to kind of go over it a little bit. Do I think that it's a good vehicle? Do I think that it serves a purpose within the Star Citizen universe? A purpose that most people can clearly, see. A need that most people are, not really most people, but are many people going to have? Yeah. I think we've seen that pan out many a time in the Star Citizen universe. What you have here is something that represents an alternative. Let's say you have to go to a sensitive area somewhere on the ground. Right now, you have very few choices. Generally, you fly right to that location, you park your ship, you get out of your ship, and then you expose your ship and everything that could be within your ship to the possibility of it being shot or blown up while you travel down into a bunker or through an airlock into a factory or a lab or something like that to complete a mission. It can be kind of iffy. So a vehicle like this that allows you to travel along the ground, risk less, and still accomplish your mission while giving an aerial vehicle a moment of pause is not a bad idea. But we do have to talk about the elephant in the room. The side effect of taking new vehicles and bringing them into the game, drive ready in this case, it doesn't come without a cost. And this is the cost right here. For those of you who aren't familiar with this vehicle, though, it was pretty recent. It was, 2017 in December, that we got the Nova tank. And it's not hard to see that with a few minor changes, you could have easily swapped the missile turret onto this vehicle and pretty much killed two birds with one stone. You could have delivered the Nova tank drive ready, and you could have delivered this thing drive ready. A little bit of a scheduling issue potentially, but there it is. I think it's kind of obvious to say that though it might have had to start a little bit sooner, you could have delivered a variant of the Nova tank that had this AA capability and kind of killed two birds with one stone. And, we can't really ignore that. It's possible that you could have done that. But what's done is done in this case. I do have to mention, when I was looking at these artwork shots, this stood out to me. Like, he's engaging aerial vehicles in a battle to the death. And there's these two guys off to the left, right here, that are just kind of like chilling. It's like, not ducking under cover, not really doing anything else. Just kind of like, yeah, man, did you see that new thing over in Bay 12? It's like, yeah, here, it's quite the thing to see, Just chilling. I thought that was kind of funny. It's just, don't know if that's really a good idea. But overall, do I like the vehicle? As, viewing it in the vacuum of just it as a vehicle, do I like it? Yeah, I do. It's a wheeled vehicle, so that's kind of an upside to not building it on the existing tank chassis. is it might end up being a little bit faster because of that. And as an air defense vehicle, being a little bit nimble and being a little bit fast is never a bad idea. But then again, once again, remember that you have to extend those stakes into the ground, or those extra, pads down onto the ground, in order to stabilize the platform to fire the missiles. So whereas with a tank you could probably just go ahead and fire the missiles while it's moving. The more I think about it, the more I kind of keep going, oh well, but this, and then it's like, no, but that. And that, I think, is kind of the problem, is that the tank is going to haunt this vehicle. Some people might say, oh no, the tank is too big. It's like, no, actually the dimensions are exactly the same between both vehicles. In fact, if there's one that could potentially be bigger, one of the stats for this vehicle, the ballista. I probably shouldn't be recording these videos this early in the morning. One of the listed dimensions for it actually made it out to be 1 meter longer than the Nova. So in fact, these vehicles are both the same size. But you know what? It's a good vehicle. It has an excellent view from the cockpit, or potentially does. It has plenty of storage space in the interior. Like any good military vehicle, there's plenty of floor space to store your guns. Jokes aside, though, if you're looking for me to cut this vehicle up, or you're thinking that I'm going to find something that I immediately look at and go, well, that's stupid, don't buy this vehicle, blah, 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 blah. There really isn't anything like that in here. It's a good vehicle. There's nothing bad about it. I mean, even if you were to judge it strictly based on looks, it's a good looking vehicle. There's storage space presumably for things like armor and weapons, something that, some military vehicles don't really have sufficiently. It's a vehicle that, if you have the logistical train to support, different types of armored vehicles and landing them on a planet and all of that, if you and your org are in that position, it's not a bad vehicle. It actually makes sense in the universe, We've even proven that there's a need for something like this on this channel through, some very accidental, weapon discharges. Not meant to do, or meant to commit a criminal act or anything like that. No, of course not. It's just that I think that along with this, it does kind of show the unfortunate side of bringing a vehicle in that's drive or flight ready, is that increasingly you're probably going to find the owners who had previously purchased other vehicles who could have said, who are going to say increasingly that, this could have been brought out as a variant of the vehicle that I already purchased, that I've been waiting for, in many cases, for years.
Thank you for watching. So if you want to keep up with the latest and greatest in Star Citizen and Squadron 42's development, please follow us on our social media channels. See you soon.